Jake, a fresh Coast Guard officer, embarked on his first day with a mission that would leave an indelible mark. Tasked with investigating an unmanned blue boat presumed lost at sea, Jake, against all odds, found himself the first to step onto the vessel. Little did he know, this decision would set off a chain of events culminating in a catastrophic disaster. Jake struggled to conceal his trembling hands as he pried open the hatch, eventually sliding into the boat unprepared for what lay inside. As he emerged, his expression spoke volumes, alerting his colleagues that something was amiss. What had Jake discovered within the boat's confines? Whose vessel was this mysterious blue boat, and what had led it to be adrift at sea? Reports of an unmanned boat had prompted Jake's boss to swiftly assemble a team for investigation. Despite his nerves, Jake was eager to witness his colleagues' expertise firsthand. Moments later, one of the officers yelled, "There it is! I can see it!" Jake knew that it was time for action. He was getting less nervous and more excited now. When everything was in place, it was time for the next step. Taking a look inside, the officer made his way to the front of the boat. But as he walked past Jake, they locked eyes for a moment. "It's Jake, right? Would you like to start your first day in the most exciting way possible?" he asked with a mischievous smile on his face. Jake blushed and stammered, "Me? Are you sure? I don't..." The officer leaned closer to him and whispered so that nobody else could hear it. "You don't have to do it if you don't want to. But if you do, I'm sure Mr. Leroy will appreciate it." Jake fell silent as he thought about it. Mr. Leroy was their boss, and he sure did want to impress him. Moments later, he finally said, "All right, I'll do it." He thought to himself, "I'll be fine." However, nobody would realize that until it was already too late. He took a deep breath as he stood by the railing and finally climbed over it and made his way on top of the blue boat. He carefully walked over to the hatch and tried pulling it open. Jake finally pried open the hatch, the creaking sound echoing eerily over the waves. As the hatch swung open, he hesitated for a moment, the reality of the situation dawning on him. Whatever was inside this abandoned vessel was now his responsibility to uncover. As he descended into the boat, Jake's eyes struggled to pierce the gloom. The faint beam of his flashlight revealed a cluttered interior, but as it fell on something in the corner, his heart skipped a beat. Jake emerged from the hatch, his face ashen and eyes wide with disbelief. His colleagues, noticing his shocked demeanor, rushed to his side. Their faces were etched with concern. It was clear from his expression that whatever he had discovered inside the boat was far from ordinary. With a determined nod, Officer Martinez joined Jake, descending into the boat's shadowy depths. Inside the cramped space, Jake and Martinez moved methodically, uncovering layer after layer of the boat's secrets. The urgency of their mission was clear. They needed to find the owner of this mysterious boat as soon as possible. The stakes had risen, and there was a collective understanding that time was of the essence. As the Coast Guard boat pulled away, the blue boat sat ominously on the horizon, a silent sentinel guarding its secrets. The team left with more questions than answers, the shadow of the unknown looming over them. As the Coast Guard vessel docked, whispers quickly spread through the coastal town like ripples on water. Residents gathered in small groups, exchanging theories and rumors about the mysterious blue boat. Jake could feel the weight of the town's gaze upon him, their fears and expectations pressing down like a heavy fog. In an effort to quell the rising tide of gossip, the Coast Guard released a statement, but its deliberate vagueness only fueled the fire. The community's anxiety seemed to swell, the lack of concrete information leaving a void filled by wild speculation and unease. Jake and his team hunkered down amidst a sea of paperwork and records, their investigation into the boat's owner underway. They scoured through maritime logs, registration databases, and recent reports, hoping for a lead. Each officer was focused, their determination evident as they combed through every possible source of information. Hours turned into days, yet the team found themselves at a standstill. The lack of answers only added to the enigma, the boat's origins and purpose shrouded in a thick fog of mystery. Just when the team's spirits were at their lowest, an anonymous tip breathed new life into the investigation. In the midst of the murky investigation, a faint lead emerged. A dock worker, speaking in hushed tones, mentioned a boat that matched the description of the blue boat seen under suspicious circumstances. This small piece of information was like a beacon in the dark, guiding Jake and his team toward a potential breakthrough. However, this new lead only served to deepen the mystery. The more the team uncovered, the more complex the puzzle became. With renewed determination, the team followed the lead from the docks, but it quickly became apparent that the path was fraught with false trails. Jake watched as morale ebbed, the collective disappointment palpable among his colleagues. As days turned into weeks, with little to show for their efforts, the urgency of the investigation intensified. The lack of progress was not just a professional setback, it was a ticking clock, each passing moment a reminder that the mystery of the blue boat remained unsolved, its secrets lying dormant and threatening beneath the waves. During a late-night stakeout, Jake's situation took a perilous turn. A sudden, unprovoked attack narrowly missed him, sending a clear message. Their investigation was stepping on dangerous toes. This close call was a stark reminder that their quest for answers was more than just a bureaucratic challenge. It had real, potentially lethal consequences. This case was no longer just a professional obligation. It had become a personal crusade for truth. In a moment of inspiration, Jake decided it was time to revisit the beginning, the blue boat. He had a nagging feeling that they had missed something crucial during their initial investigation. With a sense of renewed purpose, he led his team back to the enigmatic vessel, hoping to uncover what they had overlooked. Upon their return, the team conducted a second, more meticulous examination of the boat. The discovery of the hidden compartment breathed new life into the investigation. The team's energy surged as they realized the potential implication of this find. As Jake cautiously opened the hidden compartment, a trove of documents and digital devices lay before him. Sifting through them, he found undeniable evidence linking the boat to a notorious smuggling ring. This important clue, missed during the initial investigation chaos, connected the mysterious blue boat directly to the smuggling ring, proving it was linked to the criminals. With the crucial evidence, Jake and his team started to uncover the smuggling ring's complicated operations. They worked step by step to reveal how big the smuggling ring's network was. Every day they got closer to catching the main people running the smuggling operation. They were about to break apart a criminal group that had been hidden in their peaceful town. As the final operation day approached, the team prepared for a big, risky showdown. They knew it would be dangerous. The operation began early in the morning. The team moved carefully, knowing the danger as they closed in on the leaders' hiding spots. The danger was clear. The operation was almost too risky. But the team's bravery and planning paid off. They caught the leaders, dealing a big blow to the smuggling network. However, the victory came at a cost. There were close calls and injuries, reminding them of the risks. After the operation, the town felt relieved and proud. The dismantling of the smuggling ring marked a turning point, bringing a sense of justice and closure to the community. Once shrouded in hidden dangers, the community began the gradual process of healing and rebuilding, strengthened by their shared ordeal. For Jake, the journey from a nervous rookie to a respected hero was a profound one, marked by challenges, growth, and resilience. As he reflected on his path, he pondered the impact of his actions, not only on the town, but also on his own life. Jake realized that the true value of his journey lay not just in the recognition he received, but in the inner strength and wisdom he had gained.